In this episode we will be taking a look at catching the smaller ships in EVE Online, mainly exploration frigates who are often used to explore and scout in wormholes and run data and relic sites. Frigates are used for a wide variety of jobs, and to catch and kill a frigate requires some cunning and patience because they are fast, hard to lock, and are often fitted with warpcore stabilizers, which prevents me from keeping the frigate in place to kill it. We are now looking at an Anathema, a Tech 2 covert ops scanning frigate, often used as a scout. Its bonuses allow it to run data and relic sites really well, but here it's being used as a salvager. Don't ask me, I'm only here to kill it. The Anathema is fast, and judging from the speed at which it's salvaging, I think they have good salvaging skills, and some knowledge of the risks of flying in wormhole space. I maneuver myself in position, avoiding any wrecks on the field that might decloak me, and I patiently wait for the frigate to come close, so I can decloak and get a lock on it. Once I get a lock, it isn't just a matter of shooting it. If it has warpcore stabilizers fitted, it's just gonna warp away, and I will miss out on a potential valuable kill. The Anathema didn't stand a chance, and hardly reacted when I decloaked and started locking him. He didn't have any warpcore stabs fitted, so once I had him warp scrammed, he wasn't going anywhere. 45 million in loot, which isn't bad at all for this kill. For this next frigate kill, we warp into a relic site, being run by an Astero who has no clue what is about to happen. We bookmarked one of the objects which will serve as our warp-in point into the site, and from there we position ourselves. We usually pick the most convenient container to wait at, preferably one without any sort of large objects around it that can decloak us. Once we are in position, we wait for the unexpected frigate to get into range, and we don't decloak before he started his hacking minigame, because that means he will be slightly distracted by the minigame and will have less time reacting to our decloaking ship. This usually works well unless the target is warpcore stabilized, and then they usually just warp off. For these type of ganks, we have a separate overview tab with a collider setting. This overview setting will have all the objects in space, so we can maneuver around them and not get decloaked. The overview tab will have drones, asteroids, random debris, everything that you can think of that can decloak you. It's always a bit of a gamble if the gank is going to work, because Asteros are really fast ships, and the Stradios has a cloaking delay, plus it takes longer to target frigates because of their small signature radius. I carefully position myself and patiently wait for the Astero to come in range. Always be careful that you don't position yourself between the Astero and the data and relic canisters, so that you don't bump into him when he's flying to the canister. This is the moment I've been waiting for. He's making a move to the canister that I'm waiting at. target reacted fast and almost got away, but because I was fortunate enough to fit a faction warp scrambler with a bit more range, the Astero didn't get away and got killed before he got out of range of my warp scram. The kill was worth almost 185 million, and a total of 73 million in loot dropped, which is a really nice catch, and Asteros always provide good kill mails if you manage to catch and kill them. For the next two kills, we're gonna focus on a Venture and a Caracal, both owned by the same pilot. The first time I came across this pilot, he was in a Venture trying to gas mine. The Venture is not moving and sitting at 0 kilometers at the gas cloud, which is going to decloak me if I get too close, so it's always a bit of a gamble with gas clouds, because they seem to shrink in size, so warping to a specific kilometer range isn't always a guarantee that you won't get decloaked. This is why I've chosen to slowly sneak up on him and decloak at the earliest opportunity. Now here comes the trick in catching Ventures. Ventures have a bonus of +2 points to their warp core, meaning a 2-point warp scrambler isn't going to be enough to keep him from warping off. So I'm using a 2-point warp scrambler and a 1-point warp disruptor, giving me 3 points. Now all I gotta do is pray that he didn't fit any extra warp core stabilizers. Catching a Venture can be really satisfying, purely because it's such a fast ship, and with the bonus to its warp core, it's always satisfying when you can catch targets that are warp core stabbed or have a bonus to it. It's just the way of the PvPer. We really dislike warp core stabilizers. When you're catching smaller targets like Ventures and scanning frigates, it's a good idea when you decloak to also activate your afterburner and deploy your smaller drones. Smaller drones like hobgoblins or warriors do better damage and have better tracking against smaller targets. The Venture didn't have any warp core stabilizers fitted, so it was an easy kill. The pilot later returned to finish mining the gas site, but by this time the sleepers had spawned, so he switched into a Caracal to clear the site from the sleepers, and I was lucky enough to meet up with him and catch him a second time. I placed myself close to a wreck so that I can catch him when he's making a move to loot the wreck. It's important to remember that you not only add the wrecks to your overview, but also the gas cloud. Remember when I said that they shrink in size and their hitbox to decloak you constantly changes, so you never know when you're gonna run into it. Even if it's 30 kilometers away, it still has a chance to decloak you. Caracal went down real fast, so this wasn't the most glorious of fights. But at the end of the day, a kill is a kill and loot is loot. I want to thank everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Please rate, comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time.